Hi everyone, I'm here today to talk to you about the pros and cons of social media. Of course, there are a lot of pros and cons when it comes to social media and the way that social media has appeared in the past and how it is appearing now. When it all started, no one knew what it would turn into. In 1997, the first social media site launched. This site allowed its users to connect with others and create friendships. Back then, when it all started, no one knew that social media was going to grow into what it is now. So, to understand social media, you have to know the pros and the cons that come with it. Most of us use social media today in this day and age. It has become a focal point of today's society. Now, I would like for you guys to sit here and think to yourself, have you had a bad experience with social media? With a post that you have made or post that you shared, or even just someone making a comment on your post that typically was not friendly to you, because social media was created for others to connect and create friendships. And I think in today's age that there are many instances where that is not the case, where social media is used for a negative way. I bet if you think really hard, there will be at least one experience in your time of using social media that was affected you in a negative way. I know that I have. Nicole Formichetti said it best. The dark side of social media is that, within seconds, anything can be blown out of proportion and taken out of context, and it is very difficult to get swept up in it all. I think that comment that Nicole made is something that is very, very true, that we can get caught up in one comment can be turned into something that's taken out of context. It could turn into something that's totally not meant for what you were saying. Social media originated in 1997 when the social media site 6 Degrees came about. This site enabled users to create a profile and make friends with other users. In 1999, the first blogging site came about and created a world spread wide of blogging sites, which has now today become a very popular use of social media. Andrew Weinrich was the founder of 6 Degrees and ultimately started the social media phenomenon. Their original purpose for social media was to communicate with others and also use this as a business promotion tool. Ultimately, social media started out he wanted people to be able to connect with others and create friendships that ultimately without social media was very hard to create. And also for businesses that were coming up in the world to be able to use that as a tool to promote their business. Over the last 20 years, the internet has become available through people's computers, smartphones, tablets, iPads, Apple Watches. There are many different items that we can use and devices that we use for social media and to connect. There are many different social media platforms, some of those being Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and Tinder. I know for a fact that I've used all those, so I know that there are a lot of you in this class that have used those social media platforms. Not everyone uses social media, and not everyone uses it as a platform to connect and make friendships. There are sites where people can keep in touch with friends and family and share pictures and videos or even look for a date. I think that is amazing. Being able to connect with family and friends across the country. I know for a fact that I have family across the country that I don't get to see on a regular basis, and they do not get to see the inside of my life day to day. So I'm able to use Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat to share my life with them, to be able to communicate, and they could be a part of my life. Social media has said to have given the reason for strengthening people's social friendships. I think without social media, a lot of friendships wouldn't be made. Of course, meeting friends, there's other ways to meet people other than social media, but I feel like social media has become a core of friendship making and also connection, business connection, connecting with others, making a connection with someone, that you can know and you'll be able to communicate with can definitely improve not only your social life but also your professional life. It's also been stated that social media is overrated and it does more than harm than good. People who support social media say that different social networks have changed the world for the better and will continue to. Although people against social media say that it changes people's attention spans. It shortens their attention spans and it's hard for them to focus on one thing. There is a huge potential for an audience, so you are more likely to reach a particular audience that you are looking for when it comes to social media. Also, another pro would be that law enforcement can use social media to prosecute criminals because, let's be honest, nothing is absent from social media. Social media helps people make new friends and relationships. And those are just a few of the pros that comes with social media. There is also some cons when it comes to social media, and in the next few minutes I'm going to explain to you what those cons are. Going back on my point of pros of social media posts can never entirely be deleted. There's always a trace of everything on social media, no matter if you think that you've deleted it or not. Students who use social media tend to have lower grades because they tend to focus on their social media more than their coursework. And also, social media can be an invasion of privacy. Social media can be a good thing, but ultimately there are a split divide of good and bad when it comes to social media. In conclusion, social media will be what you make it. You can choose to see the good in it and not take advantage of it and use it for the right purpose. Ashley Peoples once said, "There are a lot of pros and cons about social media. It's just how you choose to handle it and how you are prepared for the negative as well." I don't think that I honestly could have said that better. Ashley Peoples is correct. You can choose to make it how you want. Be prepared for the good and be prepared for the bad. And just use social media for what it's there for connection and social networking. And honestly, I think that as long as everyone focuses on what social media is there for, then there will be no issue and the harm that social media can cause. Thanks for watching.